And every one of those spices is very, very bright. Man, this is great. Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy 4th of July weekend. I'm your boy JB with ATF Barbecue, and today I got a question for y'all. Have we been seasoning our ribs at the wrong time? Well, let's talk about it. Okay, so let's think about this, y'all. We put on our paprikas, onion powder, garlic powder, brown sugar. Some people might even mix in some herbs in there, all right? Well, along the way, the smoke from the pit, from the wood, becomes the dominant flavor. And the mixture of heat and smoke can get some of those aromatic flavors lost during the cooking process. So why not let the smoke penetrate the meat first, and then at the end, put on our aromatic flavors and see if we get all those flavors to pop all at one time? Well, there's only one way to find out, so let's do it. Okay, y'all, as you can see, sitting right here is a beautiful rack of whole spare ribs, okay? I've already taken the liberty of trimming it up and everything. But like I say today, we're not going to do a whole lot to these ribs. All I'm going to do now is kind of season them liberally with some coarse sea salt, all right? So we're just going to hit this thing with some sea salt, okay? On the bottom side and the top side. Kind of let it work while we go get our fire ready. And the theory is to let the smoke penetrate all the way down into the meat. Let this salt work so that the aromatics don't get lost during the cooking process. Okay, so now that we got that done, let's go ahead out to the pit and get our fire ready. As y'all can see, that salt is already starting to work. You can see all of the moisture coming out of these ribs. All right, so we're just gonna let these ribs roll for about 3.5 hours or so in the Oklahoma Joe Bronco. We're gonna run about 275 to 300 degrees, okay? So I'll check back with y'all in about 3.5 hours. Okay, y'all, I know I said 3 hours, but I wanted to go ahead and check these things at about the 2 hour mark. It's right at 2 hours. I'll see how they look. All right, that's cool with me. All right, so you see, we're starting to develop a nice color right here, okay? So we're going to go ahead and start basting this stuff now, all right? I have a mop sauce that I like to make up myself. Now, this isn't the same mop sauce that I did for the pulled pork video. This is just kind of my version of the mop sauce, and I'll leave the ingredients in the description. But I'm gonna go ahead and start mopping this thing, man. And you can see we have a nice color. These ribs are still moist, but we just want to introduce that flavor into it, all right? And you see that salt has worked its way down into this meat. I mean, it really did its job. So we're gonna do that like that. Let's see, let's turn it over. And as you can see on the back, the meat is starting to come away from the bone, right? And that's a good sign, okay? So we're gonna let these go on the meat side for about another hour, and then we'll come back and check them. All right, y'all, we're on hour number 3, like I said. So let's open it up and take a look and see where we are. Oh, fantastic color. Y'all have to see this. That is fantastic color right there. Can't ask for no better than that. So let's go ahead and turn these things over. Matter of fact, let's baste them. Okay. Oh man, that smells great. This is gonna be awesome. You can see the bone starting to pull back. These ribs are getting tender. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that, y'all. Beautiful color, beautiful. See, this is the essence of not adding a whole bunch of seasoning before you put the ribs on your smoker. Now you can't ask for no more better than this right here. This is excellent. Look at this color right here. These ribs are gonna be excellent. I'm just let these things cook for about another hour, and then we'll get to the magic. All right, y'all. Now, as you can see, after 3.5 hours, these ribs are done. This is the very reason why I don't believe in the 3-2-1 method. That Oklahoma Joe is a beast, but that's another video. But look at these ribs, man. Awesome, awesome. But now is where we're gonna get to the magic. This mopping sauce is hot, okay? So in order for you to get the seasoning on here and for it to crystallize, you have to put this mop sauce on really, really hot, okay? So that when you sprinkle it on, all of the spices and seasonings can start melting into the meat, and it's gonna crystallize because we still have to let the meat rest. So let's go ahead and get to it. Let's go ahead and mop it first. A really, really hot liquid, all right? That's good. Now, we sprinkle it on just like with seasoning, all right? Up high, get it even. And you can put as much on as you want to or as little, all right? So now you can actually see it start to crystallize on this meat. So now we have to let it rest, and after we let it rest, we'll go ahead and come back and see how it tastes. All right, y'all, so I need to let y'all see how these spices have crystallized over this meat. Man, it smells fantastic, fantastic. But we're gonna go ahead and cut into it and see how it tastes. All right, y'all, these ribs have been resting for about 10 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut into them. Oh, they're so tender, man. I'm gonna cut right in the middle right here. Oh, very tender, very tender. Oh, man. I want to tell y'all, if y'all haven't tried this method, you need to try it. You can get every single spice note that I put in that spice blend that I make up myself. You can taste every one of those spices. And every one of those spices is very, very bright. Very bright. Man, you still get the smoke, okay? And you get the flavor of the pork. But most importantly, you get all those flavors mixed in with it, man. This is great. Y'all can see a clean bite through. Very clean bite through. You see those spices caramelized on the top. That's excellent, man. Excellent. I hope y'all had as much fun watching that video as I did making it. As we always say, it's your boy JB with ATF Barbecues, and y'all be easy. Peace. Be safe.